Dave Weigel, Family Court Fraud Warrior Project. Yeah, this is a video to listen up to. This one's going to change my life forever. I've been sitting here in Portugal for the last few days, letting things digest, sink in from what happened last week. For those that didn't see last week's video, I suggest you do it, because they sent a pretty strong message, the system, that they can get away with anything. Absolutely fucking anything. And we came back with a message of our own. Is that okay? Because you can do that in your little Mickey Mouse courts. We've got no choice but to take the evidence, the truth, the genius of this plan of combining three technologies to vet truth and transparency to the court of public opinion. And that's what we're going to do. And that's what we're doing here today. But as soon as I jumped on that plane, I took off, I knew what they set me up for last week. This $18,000 a month. And this 48-page document that goes into all this length about me and my extensive criminal background. They can get away with absolutely anything. Anything. So if that's the case, what choice do we have? What choice do we have but to band together and put all the evidence of this horrific system? And people want to know, okay? I understand, for the most part, I've been talking to the victims of this community, and we've been needing this message to get out to the normal people. And I've been trying like hell to figure out what are those golden words to come and figure this whole thing out and be able to express this. And the best that I think I can come up with is, this is the experiment in humanity where what happens when the rule of law is really gone. Like, people make jokes about like what happens on Wall Street if the SEC was not there, or there's movies out there like, oh, the purge or the this or that. We're living it. We're living it right now. The lawyers have taken over this country. The family courts is a symptom. That's not the core of the issue. That's the symptom. The core is, what happens to humanity when there are no laws? Well, what happens is you get an industry for selling kids. You get a business model around family terrorism. And you get a business model that torments people like Lizzie Weinstein. That woman, I want to speak to her 18-year-old son who aged out just recently, who didn't come find her. I understand, man. I understand the brainwashing is that ridiculously strong. And all I can think about is how much that broke her heart. Because that woman lived every day in hell. Hell on earth. I knew that hell for a short period of time. 2.5, 3 years. Turned into 7 seizures and almost my death. And I consider myself a pretty tough guy. That Lizzie, she was such a trooper. She was supposed to be a board member. She was supposed to be the number one story that we run with after we formed as a movement and a group, and marrying the publication. It didn't work out because her trauma was so deep. I just knew that we just She couldn't follow anything. She was so tormented in the head that it made her isolated, like it does to most everybody in this. But here I'm sitting here with this pit in my stomach, contemplating what the next couple of years of my life is going to be. Can't go halfway. I've already come out and named names of judges, attorneys, entire systems that are so corrupt, so disgusting. They're going to go to the end of the earth to make me lose everything. So I got no choice but to go the full way. And I am. And if I've got to live on a lam, running around outside of their jurisdiction of corruption to keep the pressure on and explaining how all of us putting our evidence into our AI systems, if there's one thing that could be the positive of Lizzie's death, it could be that it spurred action. Action. Not words coming from 390 different Facebook sites, but finally action. But what is that? What is that action? The action is now we have a system. Send your evidence into help@fraudwarrior.org. This is going directly into our AI stack, and we are building the largest database of case studies about this fraudulent system in the family courts and CPS. Because at the end of the day, what they've done to me, they can do to anybody. But what I'm doing here is for every father that can't just quit his job and leave. For every mother who doesn't have the ability to work remote. I've got to do it for all of them. To keep the pressure on. And what our message of this video is yeah, we got your message from Lizzie and the other couple of women that committed suicide recently. And our message is, fuck you. Now endure the wall of shame. Wall of Shame is now published today. This wall of shame only grows. We started it with 35 of the worst monster judges in the country that already have press about their crimes. But this is just the beginning. This is going to expand to attorneys, to GALs, to CPS workers, and yes, to parental alienators. And we're going to use this truth and transparency machine that we've created to set the record straight in the court of public opinion. Yeah, I'm scared. Some powerful people can make people disappear. But I've always held myself out as just this normal guy. Normal guy that's just been in a position to be able to do something that was the right thing to do. And hopefully, because of that, that's now going to spur a movement that even if you do shoot me, there's going to be 15, 20 other people waiting to take my spot. We've already found a way to join together. We've already found a way to put our evidence together. And we've already found a reason to say fuck you to your kangaroo court. This is Dave Weigel. This is the Family Court Fraud Warrior Project. No, we're not backing down. You just made us stronger.